Here we go, Steeler Nation. My name is Jack Sperry, and this is Steelers Talk, where we set the standard for Steelers coverage and analysis. Today, we're talking some QBs, Mitchell Trubisky or Kenny Pickett. Who should be the starter for the rest of the 2022 regular season? It's the thing that's on the mind of every Steelers fan out there right now, and I want to know what you think. Okay, so I want you to type KP if you think Kenny Pickett should be the starter, and if you think Mitchell Trubisky is fine and should continue to be the starter, I want you to comment MT. This will be the pinned comment for today's video. Okay, so let's move on to why Mitchell Trubisky should stay the starter. So I'm going to give 3 reasons for each guy. Number 1 for Mitchell Trubisky is he was actually pretty darn good against the Browns on Thursday Night Football last week. It was by far his best performance of the year thus far. And if we look at his stat line here, 20 of 32, 207 yards, 56.6 QBR, and an 81.8 rating. And if you look at that face value, it's not great. It's not going to blow you away. You're going to say, well, that's just kind of mediocre. So why are we settling for mediocre? But when I went through the film this week, okay, and I went through all of his passes, 1 through 32, 25 of them were good pass reps, in my opinion. I want to disclaim here that film study is completely subjective, but in my opinion, 25 of his 32 attempts were good reps. That's a 78% clip, and compared to his other 2 games where he was under 50% in this category, that's not very good. What's a good pass rep to me is you deliver an accurate ball and you go through your progression the way the offense wants you to. And he did a pretty darn good job. He was delivering accurate passes down the field, and man, he looked actually pretty decent. There was 4 drops in this one, which definitely hurt his completion percentage. George Pickens dropped twice. Same thing with Diontae Johnson. Those guys are as sure-handed as you're going to get, so those aren't going to be there. And then also the missed opportunities down the field. The big concern with this Pittsburgh Steelers offense right now is that we're not throwing it down the field enough. And there was only one opportunity in this game where the Steelers, or Mitchell Trubisky, I should say, had an opportunity to throw deep, and he threw underneath instead, which is a lot better than the first 2 games where he had like 6 or 7 in the first 2 games. There was only 1 in this one. So this shows me that Mitchell Trubisky is being more aggressive down the field, and that showed in the deep passing reps. There were 16 deep passing reps in this game for him. A deep passing rep for me is 20-plus air yards. And pretty much, he was pretty darn good. He was delivering accurate passes down the field, and there were some drops in this category as well. Now, he wasn't perfect. There were still 5 balls where he either threw it into double coverage or, it was an inaccurate ball down the field. But 11 for 16, given what we've seen from the Steelers offense the first couple of weeks, I will definitely take that. Okay, so I want you to grade Mitchell Trubisky's performance against the Browns. A, B, C, D, or F. Let me know in the comments. Okay, so the second reason why Trubisky should remain the starter is that Pickett might not be ready at this point. We're not Mike Tomlin. We're not in the meeting rooms. We're not at practice. We don't see what these 2 quarterbacks are doing on the practice field. So it's hard for us to say, or make the right decision, I should say. Like, it's hard for us to say, okay, these guys, we have these 2 guys. Pickett is definitely ready to start. We don't know that. We're not at practice. Mike Tomlin's really the only one that knows that. But this is what I will say. Look at the PFF grades for the offensive line in terms of pass blocking. Okay, this is actually pretty darn good. Dan Moore Jr. is the 20th ranked offensive tackle. Kevin Dotson's the 13th guard. Mason Cole's the 9th center. James Daniels is the best pass blocking guard in the NFL right now. And then Chukwuma Okorafor is doing pretty darn good as well at 23rd at a 72 grade for PFF. Now, my biggest concern with Pickett coming out of college was his inability, or his willingness, his over-willingness to leave a clean pocket. And, if there was pressure in his face, he would just be super quick to leave the pocket and try to scramble. With this offensive line, if there's pressure in his face, it's possible that he's not going to be successful in this league. He needs to be able to step up into clean pockets and deliver passes down the field with NFL pass rushers coming for his head. And that was my big concern of his coming into the NFL. But the third reason why I think Mitchell Trubisky should be the starter moving forward is that Matt Canada needs to scheme better. If he schemes better and schemes it more around the strengths of Mitchell Trubisky, I think this offense could be somewhat successful. Mitch's strengths are throwing outside of the pocket, throwing on the run, He throws with good anticipation to outside routes. The Steelers absolutely love running that curl route on the outside, and Trubisky throws it with some really, really good anticipation, pro-level anticipation, which is one of his strengths. And then finally, he has a good feel for pressure. We saw it last week against Cleveland. If there was pressure in his face, he was quick to move out of the way. This is a reason why the Steelers really haven't had a ton of sacks to start the year, is because Mitchell Trubisky's actually pretty good at avoiding pressure. Okay, so here are the things that I think Matt Canada can do to make Mitchell Trubisky a more effective starter for the Pittsburgh Steelers. You need to play more play-action passes under center. There's too much shotgun. There's too much drop-back passing. It's not going to be good enough with Mitchell Trubisky, who's more of, one read, two read, throw it kind of guy. So if you have play action, you work that off of your zone running game, then you can take deep shots down the field to your first read. You can do play-action bootlegs, get them on the run, which goes into our next category, which is more designed QB rollouts for him. Mitchell Trubisky is one of the best, in my opinion, one of the best passers outside of the pocket when on the run. He's actually pretty darn accurate, and he throws it with some zip. So the Steelers, although they have been doing some of this kind of stuff with the QB rollouts, they need to do more of it, in my opinion, if they want to consistently move the field or move the ball down the field. And then finally, Matt Canada cannot expect Mitchell Trubisky to drop back in shotgun and go through a 3-4-5 progression read on third down. I've seen this way too many times. This is not a strength of Trubisky's, but Matt Canada is trying to mold Trubisky into his own offense. But that's not the way good offensive coordinators game plan. What they do is they've morphed their scheme around the players that they have. Matt Canada's not doing that right now. That's why Trubisky has had his struggles to start the year. Okay, here at Steelers Talk, we are just a couple hundred subscribers away from 18,000. So if you want to join the Steelers family here, make sure to go subscribe to the channel right now and help us get to 18K. Okay, so now let's turn to why Kenny Pickett, the rookie, the first-round rookie, should start for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Number one, he's just plain and simply a better fit for this offense. Kenny Pickett's biggest strength coming out of college was his mental processing ability, his ability to go from 1 to 2 to 3 and even to 4 to 5, which is something that I really liked of his coming out of college. This is a perfect fit for Matt Canada because Matt Canada wants to spread out, he wants to drop back, and he wants his quarterback to go through multiple progressions and find the open man. This is what Kenny Pickett does well, and that's not what Mitchell Trubisky does well. So this is probably the reason why they drafted Pickett in the first place, because he can make progression reads, get the ball where it needs to go, and Matt Canada saw that on film during the offseason and said, I want that. He looked at Malik Willis too, and he said, I want Kenny Pickett's mental processing ability over what Malik Willis can bring. So I think that says a lot about Kenny Pickett's ability to go through his progressions, deliver accurate passes, and in my opinion, that's definitely his biggest reason why he should be the star of this team. Okay, I want you to let me know if Pickett will start this season, play at all this season. Type Y for yes, type N for no. Okay, so number two reason why Kenny Pickett should start this year is you drafted a pro-ready QB for a reason. If you were going to sit the QB that you drafted all season, you might as well just gone for the bigger talent in Malik Willis. Malik Willis is a better runner. He's got a stronger arm. He's got way more physical upside than Kenny Pickett. So if you were just going to sit a QB all year long, you should have just drafted Malik. But you drafted a guy like Kenny Pickett, who had these kind of numbers in college: 67.2 completion percentage, over 4,000 yards, 42 tutties, and 7 interceptions. You drafted a guy like this to play right away and to help the Steelers win pretty much right now. So, I mean, if you drafted a guy like this and Mitchell Trubisky's not getting it done, go ahead and start rookie. Go ahead and start Pickett, man. Okay, number three, give the fans what they want. Okay, this is incredibly obvious. If you look at the comments section on these videos, it's incredibly obvious that Steeler fans, they want Kenny Pickett. They saw him play at Pitt. A lot of Steelers fans are Pitt Panther fans, right? They want to see this guy back at Acrisure Stadium playing for their team. And, I mean, they're ready to embrace Pickett as their next franchise quarterback. So if Mitchell Trubisky's not getting it done, if he's not fitting Matt Canada's offense, then like, the standard's just not being met for the Steelers right now. The Steelers are expected to make playoffs. They're expected to be over 500. Mike Tomlin has never been under 500 in his career as the head coach. Like, obviously the standard is high in that right now, and we're not meeting it right now. Okay, so my verdict, my opinion, I think Kenny Pickett should be the starter moving forward. Okay, I think Kenny Pickett is a fantastic young man. I think he's ready to play. I like the fit between him and Matt Canada's offense, and it doesn't seem like Matt Canada is willing to morph the offense around Mitchell Trubisky's strength. So if Matt Canada is absolutely insistent on playing his type of offense, go with Kenny Pickett. It'll be so much better. He's so much better at what they want to do. I understand why they want to go with Trubisky, but in my opinion, Kenny Pickett is the dude. So here's Jeremy for a special message.
Also, shout out to the new host, Jack Sperry. It's his birthday today. Everybody go down right now, spam HBD, sing him happy birthday to you, and many more to our guy, Jack Sperry. And Jack, where can they follow you?
Yeah, so if you want to follow me on Twitter, you can go to @Jack_Sperry. That's my Twitter account. If you love NFL analysis, if you love NFL hot takes, all that good stuff, my power rankings are up there every single week. Go to the comment below, man. Like seriously, go follow me right now, man. So thank you for the birthday wishes, Chugs. You're the best, man. All of you guys out there, thank you guys so much for supporting the channel. Until next time, peace.